Good evening, viewers. You are welcome to Woman Without Limits. I want to thank God that you always get blessed. Thank you for giving us your feedback, even on how this show affects your life positively. We are here to impact lives, to change destinies. I want to let you know there is no way you can watch Woman Without Limits and remain where you are unless you want to. And I always say, you are a woman without limits. Nothing can limit you. Not your background, not who said what. Only you can limit yourself. And so, get out of your way. Stop giving yourself excuses why you're failing. Rise up, pick up every piece, and know you can do it. And so today, I am Reverend Kathy Kiuna, delighted with tonight's guest. I have an amazing show that I know will alter your destiny. I met this friend a while back. He's been many hearts in our nation, Kenya. And I believe when you see him, you will know who I'm talking about. And right now, he is the current High Commissioner of Kenya in India, doing an amazing work. His name is Willy Bett. And I believe he's going to even introduce himself very well so that you can get to know him more. Hello, sir.
Thank you so much, Reverend.
Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
How are you? And it's nice to see you.
Yes, very well.
Yes.
After the festive seasons, you can imagine how we are feeling.
I know.
Yes.
I know. And you've had many. First with the death of your mom.
Oh, yes. That was a real shocker for us.
Yeah.
Yes, it's only 1.5 months now.
Since she went to be with the Lord.
Since she went to be with the Lord.
And she was how old?
She was 93 years old.
93.
As we mourn her, of course, we thank God for the period he gave us to be with her.
Yeah.
Very strong woman.
Very strong woman.
Very
At
strong.
93.
At 93.
You know you are blessed.
The guy you see here is because of her.
Can you imagine?
It is true.
So talk to us, because, you know, we know you as many, you've won different hearts in our nation, and we are going to get to that. But just before the hearts, who is Willy?
Yes, this Willy is a simple boy, born 57 years ago in a rural village in Nandi.
Yeah.
Of course, through a polygamous family in an extremely humble background.
Right.
Ran
so
around,
your dad was polygamous?
Yes, my dad had 4 wives.
So your mother was what?
Was the last one, was the 4th.
She was the Bembelezwad one?
But she wasn't the Bembelezwad, I don't know why. Normally that happens.
Yeah.
But in this case, she doesn't seem to have been the Bembelezwad one.
The Kachungwa? No.
Yeah, she does seem to have been the Kachungwa.
Hey.
Reason being, my dad was an absentee father. I could see her a couple of times in a long while. That's a clear testimony that he was not a Bembelezwad one.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he would have been
around.
Very much around.
Yeah.
Yes, with
so
his young sweetheart.
Yeah. He was absentee.
Yes, pretty much so. And so my background was built around my mother.
Right.
And difficult situations, of course.
How did that affect you, especially as a son, seeing that you have a father who is just really a figure because you're not even seeing him? How did that affect you as a child?
Yes, it may have affected, but the strength, I think that really gave my mother the strength to take charge of the destiny of her children. Me again being the last born, with 2 sisters ahead of me.
Okay.
I think it made my mother decide that it is my responsibility to raise up these 3 kids. And even through difficult situations, she ensured, and that is why I'm saying she's a strong woman.
Yeah.
Of course, she didn't have much.
Yeah.
She didn't have much. But she ensured that the responsibility of bringing up these 3 is hers and hers alone.
Right.
And so she did not delegate it to anybody.
So she understood it at a young age.
Completely.
That she was the only one, and she needed to do whatever she could. To ensure that you were good.
Yes. And she really went to any length.
Yeah.
We are a product of local brew sales. She used to sell local brew so that we could go to school.
Oh.
Yes, we grew up knowing how that stuff is being made.
Changa, is it changa or
Changa and busa.
And busa.
Yes. I think she was a specialist in busa more.
Okay, let me ask you. So she started making it when you were young?
Very young.
Were you tasting it?
She could not allow. She could not allow, but believe me, we stole it, so to speak. There's no way we could see it around and not, but she definitely did not allow it.
Yeah.
Yes. And so a couple of times we stole it.
Would she? Would she? Take some as she's making?
She could take some. Yes, she could.
Yeah.
But early part of our lives.
Yeah.
But when we were in upper primary,
yeah,
she stopped taking, but she continued selling.
Selling.
Yeah.
But she was, even before when she was taking, she was still responsible.
Oh, extremely. Extremely. Because one,
yeah,
she did not want the children to even have a taste of it.
Yes.
Which means she knew
Yeah.
it's not good for the children.
So when you would steal it,
Yeah.
would you feel like, Allah, it's not bad?
Yeah, we stole it, and I think it got an influence on my sister.
Yeah.
Because my follower sister, we could steal it together.
Yeah.
But then, because she was older, she could deny me more, so she could take more herself. In the process, it really...
She's the one who would get the high.
Yes, the feeling.
Yeah.
And it costed her quite a bit because we were in primary then.
Yeah.
So it costed her her schooling. So yeah.
Oh.
And she was a very sharp girl. Yeah.
Oh,
so it really costed her.
It influenced her.
Yes. No, you know, we could take it very early in the morning when she goes to Kamua.
Yeah.
That's the only opportunity we had to take it.
Yes.
And immediately after that, we were supposed to run to school.
Right.
But Kumbe has really entered into her. So when we went to school, she was not herself.
She was seeing two teachers.
And whoever she sees, it was now war. I tell you, that is very interesting.
Oh, she would fight them.
Yes, not even the other children, the teacher himself.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
would your mother get to know?
Yeah, of course she got to know.
Yeah.
Of course she was upset.
Right.
And we tried to track her, but she stopped schooling.
Yeah.
Basically, really because of that influence. But I was lucky. I was lucky because I didn't take much.
Yeah.
And then immediately after that, she became even more strict here.
Your mother now?
Yes.
Yeah.
She could not give room now for exposure between us and the staff.
So the firstborn sister was okay, she was not? It's
Yeah,
the
by
middle
then,
one?
it's the middle one. It's the middle
Oh,
one.
middle
Because
children.
we were almost
middle
same
children.
age, yes.
God bless her. God help us. Because every
But
battle...
she grew up later on to be a minister of God with powerful testimonies.
Later on in life.
Later on
you
in
will
life.
tell me about it. I'm saying middle children. People need to watch out about middle
It is
children
true.
in
It is.
families.
I think so.
I was a middle child.
Yes.
And I was they call the black sheep of the family.
I think
Who's
it's-
laughing now?
Yes,
You
it
know,
is
so-
true. It is true.
But the truth is that middle children
Tend to stray a bit.
because they are being compared with the first
right.
lot
Yes.
and the last.
And the last one is maybe laughed more and then she...
Thank you. So
yes.
she's lost somewhere
in
between, whether it's she or he.
Most likely.
Or them.
Yes.
Because sometimes it's a few who are middle. Because if you have 10,
I think as parents
the middle
then,
will... Yeah.
we need to be careful
We
about
need to be very careful
yes.
about middle children because they can actually lose it and start doing some funny stuff.
Funny stuff. Yes.
So now in growing up, so it was difficult.
So it was difficult, but the luck we had is that somehow our mother loved school so much. She could not compromise it with anything else. It didn't matter. It didn't matter.
So somehow she knew that
She
school
knew
would
school
help.
is the only way. And later on, she came to tell us that because of the kind of poverty she was in, she wanted to get out of it through the children. Actually, that's what came out later on, that she didn't want her situation to remain the same. Right. And the only way, she knew she may not make it up herself, but she wanted to make it through these children. And so going to school was a must.
Yeah.
Yes. And
That's amazing. So she worked hard to ensure that you schooled.
That bit she ensured.
So,
and she could do anything, even if you are not aligned to that, it does not matter. She was going to go for you. Yes, yes.
You had to toe the line and do what you need to do.
You could mess up with anything else, but going to school, no.
Yeah.
She was not ready for
right.
it. And she was clear from the beginning.
Did you like the school from the beginning yourself?
Yeah, we were in these rural schools where you run to school, of course, bare feet in the, every day, and come back home, sometimes not without lunch. You come and do the cooking yourself very fast and then run back. Again, being a single mother and knowing that she had to do everything. She was not available even for lunch sometimes.
Yes.
So we got to know that very early. So you rush home, fix something, and run back to school.
At least there was something to fix.
Yes, at least there was something to fix.
Yeah.
That bit, there was.
Yeah.
There was something to fix.
Then run back.
And run
bare
back.
feet.
School shoes.
Yeah.
I got to wear it later or going to
Oh, you wore later?
Yes.
In primary?
In primary, no.
You ran like that with no shoes?
Ah, that was common. And even, it's like it was the normal thing anyway during that time.
You would look strange wearing shoes.
You could count maybe 2 or 3 children in school who could be having shoes. So basically everybody was in the natural footwear.
Yeah.
Yes, so that was the order.
So the ones who wore shoes looked the rich ones?
Look, the rich ones, and those whose parents were maybe working in Nairobi.
Yeah.
And I knew them.
But some butter shoes.
Yes, some butter shoes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
But the rest of us were in without any shoes.
How was your mindset then? Were you thinking you are low? Were you thinking?
Not at all. In fact, to be very honest, we didn't recognize that. We even didn't have. You know, you are in a situation where you don't know that we thought that was the life of everybody, really. There was no time where we were feeling very low. Oh, what?
We don't
the
have
only
things.
time I felt low, though, is there was a tour to Nairobi. And my mother could not afford. And most of the children were going. That is the only time I remember really feeling
low.
Very low.
Like why? How?
Why me?
Yeah.
Yeah, because everybody else could raise, I think it was 50 shillings to take a tour to Nairobi and go to Nairobi National Park.
And you know kids can talk.
And even to make matters worse, there was a briefing fast before the tour.
Oh no.
On where to visit and how it looks like. You know, it made matters worse because, now you're missing out on that.
That you're not going.
Yes, that is when it dawned on me that, hey, there's something wrong.
Yeah.
Then. Yes.
Like we're actually poor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we could not afford that. Yeah. Anything else was normal according to me.
Right.
Yes.
So you finished primary with no shoes. Form 1,
yes.
You got shoes.
Form 1 now, fairly, I think I was an average student.
Right.
But upper primary, I was now starting to be serious about education, and even the teachers knew, oh, there's a potential in this case. So there was focus. And then doing CBE, ours was CBE.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't score very highly, but enough to take me to a government school.
Aha.
But then a local government school, which was again a walking distance from home. And I was not happy because I wanted at least to go for a boarding.
Somewhere very far away.
I wanted boarding.
Yeah.
But I didn't manage to go to boarding. But I went to a provincial school not far, called Captel.
Yeah.
Not far from my village.
From your home.
The worst thing again is I was going to walk to school again.
Oh.
Yes, but this time better because I was going to wear shoes. Because it was a must.
Oh, it was a must.
It was part of the uniform.
So your mother made sure
she
bought a pair of shoes?
Now she had no option. Yeah. She had to do what she needed to do to ensure that I had shoes.
At this time, are you thinking that anything will ever come out of your life, or you're just doing life then when villagers do?
At this point, it had not become very clear.
Yeah.
To be very honest, the only thing I got to know this time is that I could do well in school. It was getting clear because now I was the first one in my primary now.
Right.
Yes. I was leading, and then I went to this...
see now, you passed that without saying. We want you to say, I know you are humble, but please, you are number 1 in the school.
Yes, I mean, my marks were top in the school.
Wow.
But you know, that local school.
It doesn't matter. at least you are the top in
Yes,
class.
yes,
So they are
yes.
the ones now that managed you in that, to
Yes,
go to that,
yes, to go to that
provincial school. Yeah.
provincial school.
Yeah.
So the encouragement I got was that, yes, if I was the top one then in that
You
school,
can still.
then there was something good in me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
And
can
so I
still
went
become.
to secondary school
Yeah.
knowing that I'm capable. That is the much I knew at that point in time.
Right.
That I have the capability.
So meanwhile, you have not visited the city center still.
So
You have not come to
I have
Nairobi
not
at
come
all.
to Nairobi at all.
You are still village
I'm
champion.
still champion in
You-
the village. Exactly.
Yeah. Wow. So you finished school. How did that go? Did you manage to go all the way?
Yes, I managed in form. I started doing quite well. Of course, now this provincial school, there were many children from other parts of Kenya. So it now exposed me again. Competition became tighter until when we did Form 4.
Yeah.
But before Form 4, at Form 3,
Yeah.
I think my mother also was getting encouraged, so she struggled to ensure that I went to boarding. In the same school.
Oh, the same school.
Yes.
Wow.
We went
Yeah.
to boarding now in Form 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that I could concentrate
And again,
more.
you are the only boy.
Yes,
And
but-
there is something about mothers and sons, for sure.
But to be very sure, I know normally it is there, but
Yeah.
for me, there was no pampering here.
Oh, really?
I know I was the last born
Yeah.
and the only boy, but
Yeah.
still,
She was not pampering.
she could not compromise on things she wanted.
Education,
And she wanted,
nothing less.
things had to be done her way.
Right.
She was a tough woman. Let
Her
me
way
say
or the
this.
highway?
Yeah, her way or the highway.
Yeah. Wow. So Form 3, you
Form
are saying
3
in Form 3 she decided you go to boarding.
You go to boarding.
Did that help?
It did, because now, home, you know, the scores, when you go back home in the evening, there are many other restrictions which come your way, especially taking care of other small activities at home and leaving limited time to study. But then when I went to the boarding, the preps and everything else made me to concentrate more.
Because at home, for the sake of somebody who is in the village right now.
Yes.
Because you see why I like us to go from the beginning so that you can tell us where you're coming from, is that there is somebody right now in this predicament. They're in a village, they're with a strict mother,
Yes.
a single mother, so to
Correct.
say, because the father
Correct.
is unavailable.
Yes.
And they don't know what to do. So tell me, what are the kind of chores? Milking?
There's milking, taking care of the cows themselves.
Yeah.
And, you know, we were doing small, my mother was doing small agriculture, subsistence agriculture. So in the evening, you go and do the digging, weeding, and any work which she was doing herself.
You do it.
You do it.
Before you study.
Before you take dinner.
Ewo.
Before you take dinner.
Ewo.
So that period,
Yeah.
you have to do, and then you take dinner, and then now you get this small lamb.
Very.
Where it is, it's
Kanyiteri,
not
kanyiteri.
the one with the some cloth on top of it where
Yes,
you light
kanyiteri.
it.
Yes, we call it kanyiteri. What do you call it in yours?
In our place, we call it yelalemet.
Telalemet.
Yes, and it burns on the head.
So we'll call it that. Kanyiteri, telalemet. Yes. So you'd light it?
You light it and then now go through the work of school.
Yeah.
And then being young boys also in the village, you know, their friends and what have you.
Yeah.
There are many distractions.
want to play a
You want to
bit.
play a bit, you want to go visit friends a
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
Yes. So
Right.
the time to study was a little bit limited. Though in me, I knew actually this is what I need. So I could create time irrespective of all this.
So do all the chores
You just-
and then go to work.
And then go to work.
Now,
Yes.
yeah.
Now in boarding life begins. So, and I think that is now where my interaction and the leadership came in. Because in Form 3 now, I was appointed as the school captain when the other Form 4s were going out.
Wow.
So I got to be appointed as the school captain
In Form 3.
in Form 3.
Yeah.
Transitioning now to Form 4.
Right.
And that is a period when I interacted with management, school administration, student affairs, and all these things.
Wow.
So entering into Form 4 now, I was managing the students.
So your mind started to change?
To change, yes.
Uh-huh.
And what I realized is when you are given responsibility, you want to be an example. And so an example not only in behavior or character, but also in performance.
Come on.
Yes, because that's the time when even my performance shot
It
up.
shifted.
It shifted completely.
Because of the responsibility.
Because of the responsibility. I didn't want anybody to think you pretend you are the school captain,
And
so we are beating you.
Look
like,
at your grades.
Look at your grades, yes.
Yeah.
That one I feared so much. And so my grades went up completely.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you improved in every way.
In every way.
Do you know that Jesus never picked any disciple that was not working? He never picked any lazy people. So it's
laziness is not part of the kingdom.
So if when you say that in the village you would go to the farm, you would do this, you would do that, it was training.
I think so.
And a lot of people run away from it, but they don't understand that God is training you because there is nothing easy in the kingdom.
Yes.
Or in the there is
even
nothing
in the
easy
world,
even
really,
in the world,
there's nothing.
anywhere.
That became very clear now later on because you really had to work very hard.
So now,
So that training happened, not unknowingly, of course.
Yes.
But then it comes to build your character later on in life. And so here comes Form 4.
Were you a strict leader?
Strict but understanding.
Loving but firm.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I think that can be said more with the group I was leading there. But I think strict but understanding. Yes, so we did our Form 4. Again passed. This time round now because I had gotten the gist of doing well. It was becoming clearer now that the success in life, you need to do well in school.
Right.
And so having put in now effort both in leadership of the school and in performance, it didn't disappoint.
So you did very well.
Maybe not very well, but I did well.
But well enough to...
Well enough to
progress?
To progress me to the next
So where
level.
did you go from there?
So after that, I went to Form 5.
Okay.
Form 5 in Nyeri.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm
not
so
Nyeri
happy.
High School. Because Nyeri High School was taking the Lagrim. I went to a rural school in Murwini.
But I'm very happy for you.
Yes.
Because you left the village.
Yeah, that was the intention, really.
Yeah.
And I chose the school. It's not that I was just called out of coincidence. No, I chose the school because one, I wanted to get out of the village.
Yes.
Two, I wanted to go to Central. Yes.
So why?
Reason being, I knew that is where competition is when it comes to school performance.
Right.
At least that is what was ingrained in me.
Right.
That is where real competition would be.
And this is too powerful. You wanted to go where the rubber meets the road.
The road, yes.
You didn't want to stay.
I didn't want easy life here because I would pretend to be doing very well and really not.
Show me who is doing better so I can now try and work like them. Come on.
Exactly.
So you are in Nyeri.
So here I am. That's now the first time I saw the city of Nairobi.
Please tell me you dropped at least to see this KICC.
So I bought it OTC. I didn't see the KICC for that period because my mother could not take me because, of course, she could not. She didn't have the capacity. So when I was called to Nyeri, she was wondering, how will
he get there?
How will he get there?
Because it looks like London.
Yes, completely.
Yeah.
How?
Seriously,
But still, I was determined. I said, I will go. Now, luckily for her comfort, I knew I would go. There was an officer, a government officer in my village who was in school in University of Nairobi.
Right.
And the period the schools were being opened, he was also going to school. So he told him, take him to Nairobi and put him in the vehicle which goes to that place where he's supposed to go.
Yeah.
So we boarded ODC.
You and him?
And him in Kapsabet.
Right.
That time there was OTC. You remember OTC days?
I remember OTC.
Yes.
OTC was everywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was a bus. We boarded OTC with him. He took me to OTC bus station.
Yes, right.
Yes, from there now, there was this OTC now, another OTC to Nyeri.
So
Nyeri
when
town.
you saw the city, were you in shock?
It was in the morning. We came overnight. So I didn't see the city as such. I only saw some... The only thing I saw the first time is the welcome to the the green city in the sun.
Yes. Wow.
Entering Nairobi.
Nairobi. Yeah.
That is the first thing I knew. Now we're entering Nairobi.
Yeah.
And then the next thing now I have buildings here and there because it was a night, very bright lights. And then to OTC.
Right.
That is the best I knew then. And then from there now, my guide only showed me the path which goes to Nyeri. And him, he boarded to school. He was going to Kikuyu.
Right.
Yes.
So you went to Nyeri by yourself?
I went to Nyeri by myself.
How was that?
Like I was not worried at all. Somehow. It was expedition for adventure for me.
Yeah. Wow.
So
yeah.
I was going without any problem because I had already been told when you reach Nyeri, you look for matatus going to Mukurweini. From Mukurweini now, there is no matatu. You hit the
rubber. You are used to it.
I'm used to it anyway.
They were teaching.
That
they were talking to the choir.
Issue.
What is that?
To me, that was not an issue. Yes. So went to Nyeri. Landed. First of all, I passed through a place called Sakana, where the bananas were very huge.
Yes.
I'd never seen bananas that size.
Wow.
When you are in the pass, half of the banana is inside, half is outside. That's the first time I saw huge bananas.
Wow.
At a place, and they were calling it Sakana.
Yeah.
So, but reached Nyeri, asked for the matatus going to Mukurweini. I was taken very well by Samaritans with my red suitcase.
But Kenyans are very good with that.
Very good, I tell you.
Kenyans will even stop and take you where you are going before they go where they are going.
Exactly.
Very
nice.
Good. Yeah.
So I was taken to the bus where Mukurweini matatus are, boarded one, headed to Mukurweini.
Right.
Alighted in Mukurweini. Now I asked again, where is this place called Kaheti High School?
Yes.
I was told now, somebody is seeing my suitcase and looking at me, going to Kaheti. They told me, there is a matatu which leaves here late in the evening, around 5 or 6 o'clock. And that is the only one matatu from Mukurweini to Kahara Market, near Kaheti.
At least near where you're going.
Yeah, no, it's just there anyway.
Yeah.
But then I didn't know. But now waiting, it was still early. I think it was around midday because I took early morning OTC in Nairobi. So it was still very early.
Right.
I said I was not going to wait.
You started what you know.
I put my box in here and I did what I know best. Counting.
Walking. Walking.
On the way, of course, I could see another gentleman.
Yeah.
There were two gentlemen, one also carrying a suitcase.
Oh.
So we went without talking. Luckily, we were going to the same school.
Yeah.
So we reached Kaheti. Yes.
What time? Was it far?
In the afternoon. Yes, far. It's about 7 or 10 kilometers. Yeah. It is.
So you walked and walked.
It was a real walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a real walk.
For around 3 hours, something like 2 to 3 hours walking. Wow. And not forgetting that we were carrying also the
heavy bag.
The heavy bag.
Right.
Yes.
So you get to school.
Get to school. Admitted in school the following day. And we started our high school life.
Yes. How did that go? So now that there is 2 years, right?
Yeah, there is 2 years.
5 and 6. Yes. How did that go? Did you again become a leader? It
was my best time really in high school. I enjoyed my stay in Kaheti.
Wow.
It was wonderful.
Was it a mixed school or?
The lower secondary was mixed.
Yeah.
From 5 and 6 were only boys.
Right.
But it was very interesting because in that school there were only 2 people from outside the central. We were only 2 of us.
Everyone else was central?
Yes. Believe what? We were the stars of the school.
Because they were like
everybody really loved us.
Yeah.
Oh, it was really.
And wanting to know where you come from, how it is.
Yes, every weekend we were booked. You go to homes for chapati, I remember very well. Almost all the weekends.
Really?
So personally, I enjoyed my time in...
you became a star, I mean, obviously. So you visited different homes, enjoying
homes,
and meeting different people?
And meeting different people.
Okay.
And again, serious work now.
Yeah.
Of course, it's no joke now because most of my colleagues or my schoolmates were coming from all over Kenya now. And real competition now, as I
Has
anticipated,
begun.
has begun.
Tell me how you did now.
The first instant when we arrived, I was beaten thoroughly. And I realized I
The
thought...
first time.
Yes, I thought
You
I
ate
knew.
too many chapatis in different homes.
I thought I knew, kumbe I didn't know.
Ukajua ujui.
Nikajua sijui.
Yeah.
So I had to wake up and really start working very hard.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So you realized it early enough.
Early enough.
Okay.
So we did well. All of us,
Yeah.
really. Now, actually, it's my group in third school. We did extremely well.
Wow.
I think almost all of us went to the university.
Oh, wow.
Yes, almost
So you
all
were
of
called
us.
to the University of Nairobi.
We are called to the University
Now
of
you're
Nairobi.
in this Nairobi.
Now I am-
Finally you have arrived.
Now I can go to KICC.
Mutasema nini, mutafanya nini, nini sasa. I am in the Nairobi
Yes.
that people talk about.
To talk about. Yeah. Now I came to the real Nairobi now. Because all this other time I was just passing.
Yeah.
I was just passing.
Yeah.
Now I am in Nairobi now.
What is your mother saying? Is she excited?
She had started getting excited now. And I could see her hopes now are in this young boy.
Were lifted.
Yes, yes, yes.
When you
So-
were schooling, were you working hard because you also wanted to get her out of her predicament? Was that in your mind?
It was there
Yeah.
because she used to drum it in me. That look at where we are. Yeah, the only way to get out of here is through you.
Education. Yeah.
It was very clear at some point that not education.
Yeah.
It's you.
You.
Now,
Whatever you need to do.
So it now became a personal responsibility
Right.
to get these people out of where they were.
Right.
And so when I was in high school, I knew I really had a big responsibility. And that did not give me room
For games.
games. Yes, yes. It really had to.
So when it
work
came
hard.
to girlfriends and all, where were you at that time?
Yes, of course, as a young man, I was in the jungle of it.
Yeah.
But very responsibly.
Were they now from Central also? That
Very
you were in
much
Central.
so.
That you were in Central, yeah.
You know, environment.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
So my relationships were around the
Yes.
same environment.
Right, right.
You look at the Sautetu
Yes.
girls and all those places.
Yes.
Those are the people we used to interact with
Right.
very much.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So of
But
course
it didn't, yeah.
they're in the picture, but it did not
It did
like
not.
drive you.
No. That was really
You were focused.
focused. I can say so. Very, very focused.
So you have finished university. How did that go? Why did you finish it well?
If university now, I finished it very well.
Flying colors.
Yes, this time, of course, clarity and everything else was there.
Now, did you choose a career? Did you know where you wanted to go
I
after?
wanted to do law, but I didn't make the points to do law. That was where I was headed. But then, when I missed the points to do law,
Yeah.
I went and did arts, economics. So, but I didn't regret it all.
Yeah.
I said, now this is where
Yeah.
fate has brought me.
Yeah.
I want to do the best out
So
of this.
did you get the best out of it?
I passed it very well.
Did you enjoy it?
And I enjoyed my stay at the university again, of course, with dynamics now at the university. Of course, the mind now was expanded much. You had known what is there in life,
Yeah.
careers,
Yeah.
development in terms of personal development, community development, and even the country's development. So that one was very clear, especially having done economics.
Right.
So all these things came, and even country's leadership was now coming up, because at the university I was the chairman of my community student association.
So everywhere you're going, you're becoming a leader,
There was something.
even without really choosing.
Yeah, but at the university you had to do campaigns. Yes, at the university, during that time,
Yeah.
there used to be a lot of tribal, we call it what? Let me not call it tribal, it's negative. Then we call it community associations. So there could be Nandi Students Association. Yeah.
Kikuyu students.
I think it was okay with the Nyeri Students
Okay.
Association, Kiambu, yes, some things like that.
Okay.
So it was more district
Not
focused.
tribes, places.
It was mostly district focused. When you are in that leadership, there were certain privileges. Yeah, you could be invited to State House to meet a big man.
Just like that.
Yes, because you are
You are a leader.
So those are some of the privileges, and that's why we were doing serious campaigns. Yes.
So you were elected.
I was elected.
Did you go to the big house?
Of course, yes.
Hey,
during
whoa.
that time, you could not miss.
Hey,
Because-
Danny, wait. Let's first breathe in and breathe out. From village
Yes.
to Nyeri,
To Nyeri
to
and
Nairobi
then
University.
Yes.
Now you are inside State House.
Now
to
being
meet
invited.
the big man.
The big man. Yes.
How are you feeling?
Now the confidence and the possibilities are becoming real. I can't be anything in this country.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Are you seeing it?
Because then, the president then was Moi.
Yeah.
And he used to invite university students. He had some liking to university students.
Yeah. And also he had something about education that was very deep.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Besides
Yeah.
loving education,
Yeah.
he loved some association with the university students.
Right.
And because he could not invite all of them,
Yeah.
I think he must have devised a way that let the leadership of all this be coming to see him. So you could have dinner with him in the evening at Cabernet Gardens. Something
Were you
which-
even able to eat?
It is very, initially it was difficult,
Yeah.
definitely. The
Yeah.
aura and everything else would put you off.
The shock.
But the next time, he now relaxed.
Yeah.
And you know, Mo again was a down-to-earth man. He could even sometimes surprise us. He's the one serving the students, you can imagine.
Yeah.
Yes, so he really made sure that these young people
Yeah.
don't feel threatened in
Yes.
this environment.
Right.
So it was, and that really changed our perception of life, that we are capable. We are
But
able
God,
to,
hey,
yes.
this God, the way he does things.
Really in miraculous
Yeah.
ways.
So
Yeah.
in your mind, you started to see that, you know, I can actually become anything.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And it instills in you that
Yeah.
confidence that you can be anything. So, and it propels you now to do things which otherwise you may not have dared
Yeah, to even imagine.
To even
They
imagine
couldn't
to
have
do.
crossed your mind.
Exactly.
The best you could have thought is maybe I'll own a few cows.
Yes,
And maybe
exactly.
get help to milk. Nitakuwa na watu wa kazi, so I won't be
I would
milking
be
alone.
doing that, but now the mind is broadened so
changed.
much.
It's
Yes,
changed
and the
because you're
understanding.
seeing, yeah.
And again, there's something to do with the university. You know, the university changes your perception, and it builds in you something which, if you have not gone there, it is very difficult to imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is a beautiful thing. Education is a wonderful
It's
thing.
wonderful.
Yes.
Because
yes.
then you meet a lot of people
You
from
meet a lot of
different
people.
parts
You read
of
books.
the
You
world.
get to understand things in different perspectives.
Right.
Yeah. So.
So when do you now get into serious life? Now you have finished school. Now into marriage. When do you get into marriage?
Yes, I didn't want to waste time.
Yes.
Yes, immediately after university,
Hey.
we were lucky. Then I think the opportunities were still plenty as well.
Yeah.
So we finished in 1990.
Yeah.
By August,
Yeah.
most of us had got employed, me included. I got employment with Kenya Post Office Savings Bank, commonly known as Post Bank.
Yes.
Yes. So
oh,
that
you worked there.
I worked there.
Yeah.
That was my first employer.
Wow.
And immediately after that, I got married.
Was the girl also from university?
The girl was in Kenyatta University.
Hey.
While I was in Nairobi.
So while you're in Nairobi, she's in KU?
Yes.
Hey.
And
How
so-
did you meet?
She's my village.
She was from your village.
Yes, a village sweetheart.
So she was a childhood sweetheart.
Childhood friend, of course, initially, and then,
yeah.
yes.
So you married immediately?
We married immediately after finishing university.
Yeah.
She had not even finished the university then. Yeah.
Oh, when you married her?
When I married
You
her,
told her
okay.
you can continue.
I married her immediately because I finished 90, she finished in 91.
Yeah.
But we married in 91 when she had just graduated.
She had just graduated?
Yes.
Oh, so you let her finish?
She just finished and we...
So you didn't marry a school girl?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I cannot be accused for that.
So she finished, you got married?
Yes.
Uh-huh. So your life progressed. When did you start getting children? Did you get
Immediately.
Uh-huh.
Immediately we got our firstborn.
Who have met an amazing young man.
Yes,
Mike.
a young man,
Yeah.
Mike, who got married actually
The other day,
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago he
Yes,
got married.
yes,
Oh
yes.
my gosh, Mike.
You can imagine
To
how.
a very, very, very beautiful girl.
Yes.
Very beautiful girl. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have a
You have a taste for
yes.
beauty.
Not
Yeah.
him, it comes from...
It comes from the dad. Of course. The father showed him the way.
The way, yes.
Tell me,
So,
when you started getting children, were you conscious about your father being absent and you wanting to be present?
correct. That one, of course, I knew there was something was missing all along, because as I told you, my father used to visit maybe once in a year. So we could see him once or maximum twice a year. And then we lost him when I was in Form 6. Yeah, we lost him. But even before that, that is the frequency under which we could see him. Occasionally we could visit where he was living with the third wife.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or you could visit him?
Yes, we could visit him to go and say hi to him. So, deep in me,
Yeah.
I didn't want my children to have that cup or that vacuum of not being with the father. And that is why when I was raising up my children, the presence was everything.
Wow.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I think it makes a whole hell of a difference.
And you know it's good that you speak to a man who's watching right now. The
Yes.
power of the presence of a father.
Of a father.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That one is everything.
Is everything.
We could be lucky. I know we are many who have been lucky to have been raised by, so to speak, single mothers and made it.
Yeah.
But there are situations where the absence of the father derails the life of the children completely.
And the mother.
And the
the
mother,
wife
yes,
completely gets lost.
lost.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So a few gets lucky, but the presence of the father should be there.
It's critical.
But then, life as it is,
Yeah.
not always that both parents will be there.
Yeah.
And if one is missing,
Yeah.
the other one should work even harder
Right.
to compensate for
both.
both.
And ensure that your children don't miss out.
Don't miss out
Yeah.
because of as much as you can.
Yeah.
They will always, there's no way you can replace the other.
Yes.
But to compensate to the extent that you don't let them get affected because of that. Yeah.
So tell me, Balozi, how did you now get into government? Because you became, I know you became the Minister of Agriculture.
Even before becoming that,
Yeah.
I became the CEO of Kenya Seed Company, having worked in Post Bank for around 15, 16 years.
Right.
Yes, I transitioned into government parastatal Kenya Seed Company.
Right.
I became there the CEO for 6 years. After which,
This village boy
yes,
is now
is-
CEO.
exactly, you can imagine.
Please, if you're watching us, hear me today. Don't you ever let your background stop you.
It is
It does,
true.
even if, look, he went to school with no shoes at all. Even if you didn't go to that school, you still can't be stopped. You must know that education can start at any time.
Yes.
So just because your parents didn't afford, God can raise you up to afford to take yourself to school and you still become somebody. So don't give up.
That is true. You can be, anybody can be anything in this
life.
world,
Yeah.
in life.
Yeah.
You can be anything, as long
Anything.
as you focus and you have everything
And
God
be,
has given
be
you.
disciplined, be
of-
focused,
Yes.
be serious with life, because you can't again be playing
You can't be
games.
anything if a number of things are not with you. You have to...
You can't
the
eat your cake and
values
have it.
And have it,
Yeah.
yes. It is not just as simple as that. You cannot
Yeah.
be anything
Yeah.
if you are not adhering to some
Yeah.
basic
You
tenets.
can't just
which
be playing
No.
and then
And
expect
then
your life
expect
to
it.
be
Yes.
ushered on a silver
you
platter.
need to play your role.
You need to play your role.
Yes.
So you became the CEO.
I became the CEO for 6 years.
Right.
And then one afternoon, I had gone for a round of golf.
Yeah.
Resting, I hear the president mentioning my name, having been appointed the Minister for Agriculture.
Hey, whoa. As you were playing golf.
It was after. Yes, I just came from golf and came to my house and watched the news. And
And
that
he
was,
announced?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. How did that make
I had
you
not
feel?
been prepared for it. Yes. To be so you can imagine the shock.
You're like, who?
And really, God works in miraculous ways, because at the time I just finished my 6 years and my contract had just ended. I was supposed to be handing over, but the board had requested me to stay on for another 6 months,
Yeah.
so that they could transition and recruit another CEO.
Right.
Here comes the announcement. I get shocked beyond words.
Imagination.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then had to
Wear the
come back.
suit.
Yes, and say yes.
Go.
And say yes.
I was told the other day, by the way, that you don't say no to kings.
And I think it is even biblical.
Yeah.
You can never say no.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you don't say no to kings. Like
Yes.
when a king calls you and tells you this, you don't say no.
Because a king,
Yeah.
there's no king without the blessings of God.
Yeah.
And so if he says you do this,
Yeah.
you do it.
Yeah.
If he tells you jump up, you jump up and then ask later how high.
How high?
Yes, you want me to jump.
Right.
Yes.
So it took you by surprise.
It definitely took me by surprise.
Right.
But
But you stepped in.
he stepped in very fast.
Yeah.
Again, it was not a fear for me, because I was already in the sector. I
Right.
had already been in the sector for
And
all the 6 years.
all the 6
And so
years.
this was just a promotion.
It was just a promotion.
Yes.
What is your mother thinking? What is she saying? Is she dancing? Is she singing? Is she taking murusik as she's singing those your songs?
Now, any other thing I had,
Yeah.
she was claiming it every other time. When I got a degree, that was hers. And she was making sure that I get to know that it's not mine, it's hers.
She's the reason.
I became the CEO, she was the CEO herself in her mind. Now here I am with the minister. She now says, I've reached. It was
You
very
journeyed with
humbling,
her.
yes.
So she was feeling like it's her taking the positions.
And for
because
me, it
of
was
the
very
joy.
good. Yes. And for me, it was really very good. And it's a nice feeling. Because again, she had given me that responsibility.
Right.
That I am not my sister, not anybody. You
Yes.
will take me out of this problem I am in now.
And look at God.
And so
Yeah.
I was now ticking the box and saying, yes,
I did it.
I'm doing it.
I'm doing it.
Yes,
I'm
anytime I move forward,
Yeah.
I'm sure
Yeah.
that it makes a difference in our life.
Right.
And I think it is very important.
Yeah.
Taking care of the parents is the best thing you can do in life.
Wow.
Yes.
It's biblical.
It is
It's
wonderful.
biblical.
It's
Honor
yes.
your father and mother, and your days
We shall
be added.
Yes.
The only commandment
Commandment
promise.
with- yes.
You know. So that's awesome. So you
Yes.
honored her, even as you continue to grow
Exactly,
in this.
exactly.
And family is still growing.
And the family is
You're-
growing.
You're getting, so you got how many?
I got 3 kids.
3 children.
Yes.
The boy,
2 boys, first born, second born are boys, and then the third born, a girl.
a girl.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what did you do that while you were still in post
I
office,
had all
or-
my children when I was still in post.
Oh, in post.
Yes. By the time I was going to Kenya Seat,
Yeah.
my last one was joining Form 1.
Oh.
So I
'Cause
did
you got
most of
them
my...
young. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
I got them early.
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
got
want to
them
waste
young.
time.
Yes.
And I'm seeing the fruits.
Of your labor. So tell me, you gave me this story that I thought was going to really be amazing on this show. You are there close with your wife, friends and all that. Then one day she
Yeah.
called you.
Yeah.
Maybe you
yeah,
can start it from
yeah,
there.
yeah.
She was working in
Eldoret,
in
still,
Eldoret, yeah.
with the Teacher Service Commission. First of all, KU is synonymous with teachers. So definitely my wife was a teacher. My
Yes.
late wife was a teacher. And so this day, while in Kenya State, I went to Kisumu, and we had friends who were coming. I had my friends who were coming from Uganda, and they had requested me whether I would accommodate them in Nairobi.
Yeah.
I had a small house in Nairobi, so I told them, yes, there's nobody, because already we had moved to Kitale. Kenya said it's in Kitale. But I told them now we've moved, we are not in Nairobi, but you can have our place to stay, I think, for 2-3 days. So when I told my wife that I'm having some friends who are coming to stay at our place in Nairobi, she said, no, I must go and ensure that house is up, because we were looking it.
Yeah.
So she flew from Eldoret to Nairobi. While in Nairobi, she called me. And she told me, I don't know what has happened to me. I blacked out the time I stepped on the plane. She does not remember anything, but she was woken up in Nairobi.
In Nairobi?
Yes.
She blacked out?
She blacked out, and she does not know what had happened. And I told her, and then, how are you feeling now? She said, I'm fine. She said, right now, I'm very fine.
She just said she blacked out and they woke her up when she got to Nairobi?
Yes.
And when they woke her up, she was fine?
She alighted and she was fine. So she did what she wanted to do in the house, and then she took the next day, Sunday. That was on a Saturday. Sunday, she came to Eldoret. So instead of me, because I was in Kisumu, instead of going to Kitale, I decided to come to Eldoret to check on her, because that thing kept disturbing me.
Yeah. Why did she black out?
Why did she black out?
Yeah.
So I came to Eldoret, I met her. She told me, still she was shocked what happened. But when she came back, she didn't have a problem. But then she told me, I'm feeling a bit tired. When she's climbing stairs, she breathes heavily.
Yeah.
So we have a doctor in Eldoret. I told her, then see the doctor, then we go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went to work. The following day, he told me she's finding, she gets tired when she is working. So she went and saw the doctor. The doctor, I think, gave her some medication because it didn't look like anything serious. And then she continued going to work. But then she kept feeling tired. So after 2 days, I came back to Eldoret. By then, I told her, now, this is serious. We really need to see a doctor. I went with her. She saw a doctor, but she was told the blood is less. So she needed to be admitted so that they could check her blood count and everything else. So we checked that in at Medihill Hospital in Eldoret. They really realized her blood was very low. I think it was around 6 or something like that. So they very fast decided to do blood transfusion. So they did it that night. I was with her. When she finished at night, I left her, I went. So she slept in hospital.
Right.
The following morning I came, she was feeling jovial. Yeah, so they wanted to monitor her a bit. So I left, I went, did some shugulis in town.
Right.
By 2 o'clock, she called me. She told me that the doctor has come and she says there's something wrong with my blood. So I came back. Coming, they were doing some tests on her. And one of my relatives, who is a doctor also, I found him, he had come and he was making a call. But when he saw me, he decided to go away further from me so that he could talk on phone. I got worried, what is happening? So he was actually consoling. By then he had realized my wife had got a DVD. They call it deep vein thrombosis. It's a clot actually in the veins, which is actually disastrous. So they were now fighting, giving her thinners and what have you. So I went to see her. The leg had swollen by that time. And so my first thing was, I think I need to transfer her to a better facility, maybe in Nairobi. But then we were taking her now to a bed so that we could make arrangements.
Decisions, yeah.
The minute we laid her in the bed, she started collapsing and changing her eyes. Right there. In a period of 30 minutes, everybody was rushing her to ICU.
Yeah.
And we were all left in the floor, wondering what is happening. In another 30 minutes, the news came. She had passed away.
What?
So it was, of course, a very horrifying situation. Yeah. Extremely horrifying. Yes. So
Hey, that must have been a shocker.
A real shocker.
Yeah,
A real
because
shocker.
she was not ill
She was not ill at all.
at all.
Which means that DVD had started, the clot had started manifesting itself, especially when she flew. I think that is
So
when...
it's just now.
Yes, I think it was triggered by...
Right.
Yes, by the clot.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And that
So-
was it.
And that was it.
Now, where are the children meanwhile?
Luckily, the children was with us. All the children were there. During this period, we were all together.
Yeah.
So even when it happened, we were all there.
What?
So it happened in our face, on bed, just when we were all there.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
It was traumatizing for everybody.
That must have been.
Yes.
That must have been.
Yes,
Oh my
yes.
goodness. Oh, so from there now, what measures did you take for even healing, even understanding what took place?
Yes, of course.
And meanwhile, are you born again at this time?
Yes, this time now, with my wife, we had given our lives to Christ.
Yeah.
And we knew
Yeah.
that was the only destiny we had.
Yeah.
And when this happened,
Yeah.
of course, you forget that you are a Christian.
Yes.
You even forget that you are saved.
Yeah.
You just start asking questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, why did it? Why?
Why? How?
Why?
What
all
could
this?
we have done?
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course, there are many questions which were unanswered. And then the whole, one thing we read to the other, we rested her. And then now the tough part of life begins. Living in absence now.
Yeah.
And the children. Again, as my friends could tell me, it could have been worse. It has happened when the children were a bit...
Too young?
No, held. It could have happened when the children were too young.
Yeah.
Now it has happened when the children were... In fact, our last born had just joined medical school. Yeah.
Yeah.
She had just joined medical school.
Yeah.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
was first year in medical school.
Right.
So the first born had finished. Second born was at the university. So encouragements were coming in that it could have been worse.
Yeah.
It is happening at a time when at least the children are older. They could understand what is happening. But now the tough life comes, how to live without her. It's not easy. How you've been with somebody for over 20-something years, and then you come to the reality that she's no more.
Yeah.
Even the children now, behavior starts being different because they are mourning. Everyone is mourning in their different ways.
Yeah.
You start realizing, I thought I knew this young man. All of a sudden, you start seeing character which is different.
Very different.
Yes, so that is when you invite God to come and take control.
Yeah.
Because you really realize this one,
You can't.
no,
You can't handle it.
you can't handle it.
Because you see,
can't
sometimes the kids can react in
different ways.
Yeah, someone can rebel, another
Yes.
one can, just because they don't understand what's going on.
What is going on. So, but family support system was very critical at this point in time. So we put them ourselves together, organized ourselves, start deciding how are we going to live in this situation.
Yeah.
Of course, prayer was a constant thing.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we decided now that at this point in time, my last born was very pregnant, almost get delivering. It happened actually a month before she delivered. Yes.
The mom
So
passed
the
on
worry
a
now
month
was, yes,
before she delivered.
yes. And so the worry was even on her.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
But God really made sure that everything went well.
Yeah.
Stayed together for 1 month, and then I sent her to Australia for further studies. She said she could not handle staying
In Kenya.
in Kenya.
She could not.
She just wanted to be away.
Yeah.
So she went to Australia to start her career there. And we thank God she is doing very well in Australia.
Oh, that's brilliant.
yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So it took you a while to heal.
I'm not sure whether I've healed fully, but it does take a while.
Yeah.
It takes a long time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Because it keeps coming up.
Yeah.
But with the family is everything, with the family support system, and also friends, close friends, and believing in God also,
Yeah.
understanding that we are here for a season, and the fact that each one of us time is different.
Yes.
It could have been me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it
Time is
happened.
different.
Yes,
Yeah.
time is different.
Yeah.
So with all this understanding, then you start healing and letting go.
And then letting
Yes.
go. Wow. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's powerful.
Right.
And that's the time we had for today. I want you to tune in next week, same time, same channel, Woman Without Limits.
For me, it was instant. I could tell this is a good lady.
Yeah.
I could read her heart straight away. Wow. And it was amazing. After dinner,
Yeah.
I don't know, I thought I offered to give her a lift to, I forget things very fast.
Yeah.
But then
Were you given a lift?
Yes, he offered to give me a lift, but
Yeah.
I was just thinking, oh my, this is too soon. I can't even go in. Yeah, so we just agreed that we'll meet next time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Woman.